So, hope everybody's having a banging day. I got a great video for you guys. I'm going to go over RSI and MACD to the point. It's not going to be a fluff video like you see so many of the times. It's going to be all the great points on how to use RSI and MACD. I'm going to try and make it, like I said, to the point, so maybe 10-15 minutes, give you some examples, and hopefully it exponentially improves your trading. Hope you enjoy. Divergences, okay? We're going to go over each of the 4 different divergences. So first up is bullish divergence. So we got price action up here, okay? I'm going to find an example in a second here, but this makes it a lot clearer. So if you need to draw a picture or screenshot this or do whatever, but make sure you remember this. So bullish divergence, price action, we make a low, bounce, make a lower low, bounce, and on the RSI, we're going to make a low, bounce, and make a higher low, bounce. So when we're looking at bullish divergences, we are always going to be looking at the lows, okay? So bullish divergences, if it's regular bullish divergence like this, or if it's hidden bullish divergence, we're still going to be looking at the lows, okay? So divergences for the bullish side are always the lows on the RSI and the price action. So let's find one here. So we want to be looking at the lows on the RSI and the lows on the price action. So right off the bat, we can see here. Now, you guys, we're going also, not on mine here, RSI, it doesn't say close on it, but we're going off the close. So that means the candle close. You see here on the MACD, it says the close right here. I'm not exactly sure. I think just because I'm on the Binance one right here, it's not the Tradingview. So anyways, we're going off the candle close, not the wicks. I know there's been some confusion on this. I've even had some confusion on this before because I've gone off the wicks, but it is off the candle close, not the wicks. So we're going to draw our trend line right here. What do we got? A low, a lower low on price action. What do we got here? A low, a higher low on RSI. Now, the other thing, you guys, that's important with RSI is we want to be taking these big swings, these big highs and these big lows for looking for our divergences, okay? It's not just every single little uptick, downtick in here, okay? We want to be looking for the pivot points on the RSI. So, just like I showed you on here, bullish divergence, price action, lower low, RSI, higher low, lower low, higher low. Now we're going to look at hidden bullish divergence. So again, with the bullish divergences, we're looking at the lows. So on price action, up here is price action, we got a low, a higher low. RSI, we got our low and then a lower low. So this is called hidden bullish divergence. And this is Bitcoin just on the daily. And here is a prime example of some hidden bullish divergence. And yes, it is just a slight higher low, but that's okay. It's a higher low nonetheless. So price action, there's our higher low, and then we want to compare it on our RSI for our lower low on RSI. It's very easy to just, you know, stick your crosshairs right here so you can see where you're lining up. Now, the other thing, you guys, I told you is these confirm on the close. So you need to actually wait for these candles to close. I know lots of people will get caught up calling bullish divergence, hidden bullish divergence, bearish divergence, whatever, before the candles actually close. Divergences do not count until the candles are closed. Okay, now we're going to go over bearish divergence. So when we're looking at bearish divergences, if it's just regular bearish divergence like I've got here or hidden bearish divergence, we're going to be looking at the highs. So the highs on price action and also the highs on RSI. So bearish divergence, we will have a higher high. So we'll have our high, higher high on price action. And then on the RSI, we'll have our high and a lower high on the RSI. So price action, higher high, RSI, lower high. So a prime example here is now I got a 2-hour chart on Bitcoin. What are we looking at? Remember I said we want to be looking at our kind of bigger swing highs and swing lows on RSI and price action to be looking at divergences as well as waiting for candles to close. So I see here I've got a higher high. So let's just draw our trend line. Yeah, we got a higher high. And then RSI, we've got a lower high. So you guys, these divergences play out very, very nicely. Sometimes you need to have some patience. But like I said, when you wait for these bigger swing moves, we're not trading this in here. We're looking for maybe we see a short potential lining up. These candles haven't closed yet, but we see that we're making a lower low on the RSI and a higher, lower high on the RSI and a higher high on price action. We see this lining up, so we're going to keep our eye on this, right? So these indicators do work very well, but we don't want to be just going off the signal from RSI and MACD. We want to always be analyzing price action, see where we're at in a wave count, where other support and resistances are. But these divergences are a great tool to confirm your theory or your trades. Okay, guys, now we're going to go over hidden bearish divergence. And remember, on the bearish divergences, we're always going off of the highs. So up here we have price action. You got a lower high. RSI, we have a higher high. So lower high price action, higher high RSI is hidden bearish divergence. So I just want to find a clear cut hidden bearish divergence for you guys. And usually, like, we want to find them on a downtrend, right? Because we're looking for continuation. Hidden divergences signal continuation of the trend. So when we see that, like, we should already be in a downtrend. Or if we're in an uptrend, that's when we want to see hidden bullish divergence. The hiddenness means it's signaling continuation, whereas the regulars are signaling reversal or a pivot high, right? Or a pivot low. So right here, we're going to look at this. We're in a downtrend. See this high here. I see it making some lower highs. And then what do we got here? Let's compare it. So it's not much here, but this is definitely a higher high. And typically this is the case on hidden divergences. It will be slight. But I mean, we can also take this from this one here. Let's have a look. Higher high RSI. What do we got here? Yeah. Lower high price action. So you guys, I am really excited for you guys to be able to implement this stuff properly in your trading. It's helped me wonders with using the divergences and just having them clear cut explained. With the RSI, it's not just over 70 is overbought, under 30 is oversold. We don't want to just be going by those rules. Those are amateur rules, okay? Actually, for the most part, if we are over 70, we can actually start considering that bullish. Now, I want to show you guys how we can play RSI ranges if we've popped above 70 or below 30. So what I like to do is mark my 60 and mark my 40 as well, because these are going to be our RSI ranges. As you guys can see on the bottom here, we have a lot of support around the 40 range. And what do we have around the 60 range? We have a lot of resistance around the 60 range. So what I want to talk about is if we're breaking above 70 and we're looking to get bullish. So let's look at price action up here, okay? This was basically, I guess, against what I first said in this, but we'll just continue on this example because this did end up being overbought. But I want to show you why this 60-40 works so nice, because if this is going to get considered bullish, being over the 70 RSI, we want to hold this 40 range right here, okay? So 40 support for the RSI is for bullish momentum if we're going over the 70. We see we just busted right through this and we busted through the 30, so we ended up going bearish, right? And then you see we get up above the 40, bounce off that a few times, bust down again, 40. Basically the 40, we're looking to get bullish again, okay? And the opposite goes the same for if we are bearish, right? So we busted through the 30. Now the 60 is going to become our resistance, okay? So we want to see this breaking out of the 60 range, looking for an uptrend. This is just a great technique to have, and you guys, nothing on the RSI is meaning take a trade solely because of RSI signals, okay? We don't want to just be taking trades because we see a signal on the RSI. We want to combine definitely price action. Price action is king. Price action is number one. We always want to be looking at price action, right? So we're going to use the RSI and we're going to use the MACD to help us have an advantage, right? So these ranges, really important, guys, these 60-40, and not too many people that I see talk about it or even aware of it. Okay, guys, since I just went over all the different divergences with you on the RSI, I'm not going to go over everything with the MACD because, like I said, I just wanted to make this a nice, clean cut, to the point video, not like all the other ones that are half an hour long and it takes you that long to even get, you know, a sliver of information. I want you guys to just get it here, bing, bang, boom. So we're going to go over the MACD divergences. Like I said, they're the same as the RSI. So I just want to show you this nice and brief. So on the MACD, you can use the histogram and you can use the MACD moving averages. So you can use the histogram for divergences and you can use the moving averages for divergences. So I just want to find, look at this high right here on the RSI. Look at this high right here on the RSI. Let's look at this high right here on the MACD moving averages and this high right here. So let's get out our trend lines. And we clearly see we have a lower high. What do we have on the RSI? We have a higher high. So what is that? Do you remember? Tell yourself right now, what is it? It is hidden bearish divergence. Higher high on RSI or MACD and lower high on price action. So we can just draw out the same trend line right here on the MACD moving averages, right? So we got a higher high, lower high. And you guys, like I said, you can look for it on the MACD histogram as well. And this is on the daily on Bitcoin, you guys. So I really want to reiterate how to use these accordingly with whatever time frame you're on. So we're on the daily here. So this is probably going to turn into, if we're looking at this, a 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even a 5-day trade. This is going to be a longer term trade. Whereas if we see the divergences on, say, a 1-hour chart, it's going to be a much shorter trade, right? So you got to play your time frames accordingly with your divergences. So remember, price action is king. We want to combine price action, our RSI indicator, our MACD indicator, our moving averages. All that other shit is secondary. Price action's king, numero uno. Okay, I hope this helped you guys. Please, if you get any value from this, like and subscribe.